How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Manor Lords, and welcome back to, well, I was gonna say our new settlement, but it's not really all that new anymore. It has over 200 people living here, 79 living spaces, currently 69 families. We have 6 livestock, we have 12 months of fuel supplies, and 19 months of food supplies. And we're sort of doing okay on timber as well, which is nice because I want to get started today by coming in here and basically immediately adding a whole bunch of pressure to our supply lines by doing this, because I think this would be a great idea. We'll make this just a little bit smaller. Oh, that's not actually right in the corner there. Hold on a minute. Let's get that right up in that corner so it is exactly how I want it to be. You are going to go right there, and there's what there's what I'm looking for. Just that one giant plot. It's going to be really, really interesting to play with. I might make these smaller. It's slightly tempting to make these smaller, or sorry, larger. Is the number overall gets lower. Anyway, I'm very tempted to do something like this because the plots across the street are much larger, but it just seems like a waste of space. So I think I might commit to 14 burgage plots. I think that's what we're going to do, is commit to the 14 burgage plots right there. And that's really going to bring the population up in this space, but that's going to be good because I can finally go ahead and assign people to work in the farmhouses that we have out here. We have so much space available for work. We have space available in the windmill. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. And on top of that, we do have the bakeries available. So if I wanted to, I can start coming down here, and when we have the resources to do it, which is just planks, I can go ahead and I can get some bakeries, which are going to be much more efficient than the communal ovens. And we can start producing our own bread, which is exactly what I want to do for this space. Now, we do need another 4 level 3 burgage plots, and I'm noticing that since our timber is doing okay, the number of planks we have is doing less okay. So I almost wonder if it would be worthwhile actually going ahead and assigning some livestock to the saw pit. That does leave us 2 free ox, which is great. But it also makes me wonder if it wouldn't be a terrible idea to get another saw pit, maybe just sort of in this space, so that we kind of try to double the amount of planks production that we have. And I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think we'll do a saw pit right about here, and we'll see how that goes for us. Now, speaking of timber and wood and all of that stuff, my foresters at this particular foresters hut are doing a great job. This space has been filled in really, really nicely, which is great. That's exactly what I want. I would like them to come up here and do a little bit of work around the corpse pit. So I think I'm going to give them a bigger work area and just say, fill all of that in, if you wouldn't mind. Just fill all of that in. We'll start surrounding all of these new burgage plots as well, and we'll get ourselves into a really good place. I'm also thinking that since we do have 6 unassigned families, let me put 2 of you to work in there. Let me put 2 of you to work in there, and we'll just start to sort of spread the load of the farms just a little bit. We'll try and get some people working out there a little bit sooner than later. And I think I'll also prioritize the saw pit over the burgage plots, because I think that is going to be a little bit more important right now, so that we can bring that planks production up and hopefully get these last few level 3 plots that we need. And if we can do that, as I've said, that's going to pretty much max level this place. And then I sort of just want to micromanage it a little bit and see if I can't maybe perfect this settlement, because it's in a good place. I think it's going to look great just having this one big windy road. I think it's going to look cool having space in here for a market and whatever else I want. Speaking of which, we have 2 free stall locations here. So you know what? Let me go to this logging camp very quickly. And I'm going to, once the game figures out what it's doing, I'm going to limit your work area is what I want to do. I want to say that you guys, I just need you to chop down those trees for me. I need all of those to go so I can see exactly what I'm working with, because it's going to be difficult to see the number of market stalls and things like that. I want to see the layout specifically once that area is cleared, because basically my plan is just a little market that sort of follows this road, sort of similar to the market and the tavern combo here. I don't think we're going to do a tavern here, though. I think I might do a granary next to this market, or a storehouse, or, well, another tavern probably wouldn't hurt. I don't know if it's going to be worth it, but I might. Maybe I will. Maybe I will do another tavern. Although, we have got this space back here, which I think would be... Yeah, I think back here, if we need another tavern, oh, it can live back there, and that'll be okay. Okay, so now that this space is cleared out, let's have a look and see what I would need in here. Now, a storehouse is actually going to fit in there pretty well, which is surprising. I wasn't really expecting it to. And a granary would fit in there really well as well. The problem is I don't think I can get both of them. And that's going to be a little disappointing because I was hoping that I could maybe get both of them. But I guess the choice is going to be one or the other. Now, looking over this way, this storehouse is not all that full. The granary is not really that full either. We can get another person working in there, though, which is probably not a bad idea. I think for the sake of distribution, though, maybe we just look and see what people need. So you guys need clothing, which is going to be a storehouse. So I guess that's kind of what we're going to build in here. And we'll just go ahead and do, I'm going to say something like this. I might bring it forward just a little bit and sort of position it right about there. I think it'll be just fine. And then in terms of roads, I'm kind of thinking this, really. Just something that kind of loops around the front of it really nicely. And then in front of that, we just get ourselves a new marketplace that just follows absolutely everything. So that's going to have 23 stall locations. That seems pretty good to me. I hope that works out nicely. And then down here, this place actually only has 1 free stall. So we have room for 24 market stalls, which is hopefully going to mean that some of these guys can be upgraded at some point in the not too distant future. And I should probably also mention, I've started building a bunch of stables around the place as well, because it sort of hit me that we don't have that many unassigned ox. Well, we do now because I've got a few more in, but I realized basically I haven't actually assigned any animals to any of the farmhouses. So now that we're going around and doing that, it should bring us down to 1 unassigned ox. So basically, you know, this was necessary. Going around and getting more of them was absolutely necessary. But my farms should be considerably more efficient now, which is what I'm looking for. How's this all going? This is going pretty well down here as well. We're starting to see some really good progress on the construction. This is obviously the one that I'm most excited about because I'm thinking, and I have been thinking about this, I think I am just going to go with a vegetable garden. I think that's kind of the reality is that it is the only one that says that yields depend on plot size. I mean, logically speaking, you would assume that an apple orchard would be a similar. I'm sure it is. It's maybe just not in the description, but I'm just gonna go with the vegetable garden because it's just enormous. It looks great. It's so good. I absolutely love it. And then what I think I'll do for the rest of them is, I don't know if I want to do orchards for all of them. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I need to do orchards for all of them, but we'll do a few. Just to make sure that we do have a lot of apples coming in at some point. We're starting to get apples as well, which is great. So this will help us out really nicely with the apples. So we'll do this the entire way down to about there. And then I'm going to say that this guy is going to be... Are we doing okay on hides? We're doing okay on leather. I think I do want a few more goats though. Just to be sure. We're doing okay on eggs, but we could be doing better there as well. So we'll throw some chicken coops in here because that seems like a great idea to really max things out. And then that leaves us 2 plots that I think realistically, I'm just going to say apples and apples. And that clears out so much space. It really does. It makes this place look so much more bare, and I don't like it, but it's okay. It's a necessary evil is what we'll call it. It's necessary. So while we're waiting for everybody to move into all these new burgage plots, which admittedly, if I wanted to, I could just go max out these farmhouses and have the spots filled as people move in. I'm not going to do that though, because I'm an idiot. Although I will say that maybe, I can get a bakery now. I think getting a bakery would be a great idea. So you, congratulations. Well, no, you're a vegetable garden. That seems like a bad idea. What are you? You chickens? You're goats. Okay. Are any of you? I'm pretty sure they're all specialized. I could upgrade you and just have a bakery there. It's a little bit of a, oh god, that camera. It's a little bit of a distance away from things, but it wouldn't be terrible. I kind of want it centralized, I'm not gonna lie. So let's just say, well, you're a cobbler, Fletcher, joiner. You are gonna be swapped out for a bakery, is what we're gonna do. And while that's going on, hopefully we'll start to see some bread production. But what I'm thinking is that I might start to move all of my industries into sort of a centralized location. We do have some clay right here that we could gather as well, which might not be a terrible idea, just because we can make our own, we can start making our own roof tiles. But my thinking is bring a road sort of out like this. And then I want to move my saw pits onto that road. Or I really wish this camera would stop misbehaving. Do I have snap to roads off? I do. So now if I move you, we can do a saw pit right here. We could do another saw pit next to it. We have to keep in mind, we do have another saw pit that we can put right next to this guy. And I'm basically thinking that if I do this and a bunch of storehouses, we can sort of have all of our resources produced, at least our construction stuff, and raw materials or sort of processed materials in a single location. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I think I'm just gonna go for it. I think I'm just gonna try it. So I'm gonna move you to there. That stable can stay exactly where it is. This other saw pit can move over as well. And the reason I'm doing this is I just want to free up that original space that we have. It's not great looking. It was all just placed out of necessity. So I'm going to just start moving these guys over here. Obviously, things like logging camps and woodcutters lodges, they kind of need to stay where they are. But things like I guess the tannery could be moved. The trading post could arguably be moved. The malt house could be moved. I think all of that stuff is just going to move over to this space. And I think that's going to be an interesting way to do things. So let's just bring you up to here. And we'll sort of nicely surround the two saw pits that we have like this. And that'll be all right. We can go into industry and we can get ourselves a few more things. So we can get a malt house, which I'm going to say is going to go, I guess, here for the malt house. And I kind of want to surround everything in roads. I want this to be a really, really tightly packed space. So you to there and a road that comes across like this. This little path can sort of continue out a little bit further to about that spot. And this guy is going to come down to about here. And that'll be the malt house. The tannery was the other thing that we needed. And it looks like it'll fit quite nicely back there. So we'll turn off snap to roads. We'll spin you around and see if I can get you to fit nicely in that corner. I sort of can. Again, it's going to need some roads around it just to sort of look the way I want it to, but that's completely fine by me. So bring you up to about here. And, you know, we'll just bring this one sort of straight down to there. And that'll maybe give us space for a granary or a storehouse or something in there. A storehouse is not going to fit. A granary is also not going to fit, but a forester might fit in there. If I'm not mistaken, would you fit in there? You actually will, which is perfect. So yeah, we'll do a forester in this space just to sort of include it in the entire thing that we're doing. So put you in there and that'll be okay. And that seems pretty good to me. Let me go and demolish the old malt house since we're not using it anymore. Let me get rid of the old tannery since we're not using it anymore. That is going to free up a lot of market stall spaces as well, but that's completely fine. So let's prioritize the tannery. Let me get 2 people working in the malt house. Let me max out the saw pits as well. And then what else have we got over here? So the pack station can stay for now. The logging camp can stay. The forester and the storehouses can stay. The woodcutter can stay. The trading post, I think I am going to move. I think that would be a decent idea. And I'm sort of wondering, is that no, it's a river. I can just connect it straight through to my own region though, so I might do that. I think that's actually exactly what we'll do. So we'll go into trade. We'll get ourselves a trading post. and it can live basically right on this road as well. So we'll swing you around like that. We'll try and get you as nicely positioned as I can, which is going to be basically right there, which is perfect. Can I bring a road along the back of it without it looking weird? I absolutely cannot, so that's fine. We'll bring a road down the side like this, and that'll be okay. We'll go to roughly that spot, and we'll just connect these guys together instead, which is, well, not great. I guess I could do this. It's not going to be perfect, but it's it's good enough. It'll do the job. So connect you guys together like that. That's okay. So that's our trading post. That's a bunch of production. The tannery is up and running again. Let's make you a priority. And let's see. Do I want to move the stables into this space as well? I feel like I could. I feel like it wouldn't hurt to move the stables into sort of a single space. I might put them on this side of the road though, just for the sake of it. And I guess in terms of other industries, we have a tannery. We probably should get a weaver. We probably should start doing some stuff with sheep, right? We should, that, you know, that sounded, that, anyway, yeah, we should get some pastures is what I'm thinking we should do. We could also, yeah, we could also start looking at a bloomery. We could maybe import some iron. We have almost 2,500 regional wealth, so we could import some iron. I mean, we do have a mine out there. There's 156. It's not much. It would definitely be a start. I guess it wouldn't hurt, right? Start doing the other industries as well. Just since we have the space for it. We could do the bloomery. We can do the smithy. We can do the clay furnace as well. I figure we might as well. So let me build these guys right about, let's say here for the bloomery, and we'll bring some roads around it the way we kind of brought roads around absolutely everything so far. So up to here, we'll go straight across to here and then straight down like this, and that'll keep us pretty good. I guess behind that is where I can build the smithy, since it's, you know, directly related to the bloomery. It can live basically right there. And again, we'll go ahead and surround it with some roads. And then I guess we just need to bring some kind of road through here to connect it down to my other region, which is going to be a little complicated. There's a bit of a steep hill here, but I'm not really too concerned about that. That's less a me problem, more of a them problem. So we'll just bring this road straight down through there. Hopefully that connects across nicely, and that's a straight shot towards the trading post. I've also gone ahead and built, so we have the bloomery, we have the smithy, we have a clay furnace here, we have a weaver's workshop here. We do need to get our hands on a mining pit, which can live right about here for the time being. That'll get us a supply of clay, and then we'll demolish it at some point. And I suppose we can also get ourselves a mining pit for the iron out here as well. Doesn't seem like a terrible idea. We'll just place it right about there. And we'll get ourselves a road that connects out to it. Just something relatively simple, because it is going to be a temporary thing. And then what I would like to do is make this sort of a top priority and get it built as quickly as we can. And basically, I'm going to just assign everybody to work here and then get all of that clay out of the ground, demolish the thing. We'll assign everybody to work here, get all of that iron out of the ground, demolish the thing. And I guess whilst we're at it, we should do the same thing with stone cutters. Does this have to be placed nearby? Okay. So this can basically live, say, you know, here is where that can go. And it'll be the same story. We'll gather all of that stone and then we'll demolish the thing and we'll be good. So let's go ahead and get all of you guys working here. That leaves me with 8 unassigned workers, which honestly, that just says to me that when this thing's built, we can just immediately put everyone to work in here as well, which is exactly what I'd like to do. So all of you guys go straight to work. Admittedly, it does mean that I am not going to be filling these farmhouses right away, but you know what? We'll do one in there. We'll do one in there. We do have someone working at the windmill. We do have some flour as well. And that should mean that once the bakery, wherever I put it, where did I put the bakery? Where's the bakery? There's the bakery. The bakery can go up to level 3 as well. Let's get that going. Let's actually get a few of you guys up to level 3. I think that was 3 of them, which is not what I needed. I need another one to go to level 3. There we go. So that'll max this town out as well, which is fantastic news. And these guys are, yeah, they're putting a really nice dent in that clay deposit. I'll tell you what we need just in this space that I completely forgot to build. We are going to need a storehouse. I think we're absolutely going to want some storehouses. So let's just get one sort of nicely on this corner. I don't think I'm going to need multiple storehouses right away, but it probably wouldn't hurt to... It probably wouldn't be a terrible idea to get multiple, just sort of future-proof this space a little bit. So I think we'll do 2 right next to each other. We'll get ourselves a granary out here as well, which I don't know where I'm going to put it. It doesn't really matter where I put it, let's be honest. We'll do a granary sort of at the back of the trading post, I guess. So we'll go for right about there. And then just surround this guy in some paths the way we have done with everything. I'm just doing the paths because it looks sort of neat, really. That's about it, to be brutally honest with you. It just sort of looks interesting. This isn't going to line up as nice as I would want it to, unfortunately, but that's just sort of going to be the way of things. So we'll just do this, which is fine. And then for this guy, we can come out of here and straight over. We can go straight down like this, and that'll be fine. I've already got my foresters surrounding this space in trees, so eventually this is going to look pretty good, I think. And then over here, I mean, realistically, I could probably move my woodcutter if I wanted to. I think this stable and the pack station, I mean, the pack station, I don't know if we need the pack station anymore. I think I'm just going to get rid of it. I just don't think we need it. And then I think I will just move the stable, because again, the whole point is to try and clear out that space. So let's just try putting our stables back here. I think that seems like a decent spot for it. So right at the back of the storage space is where that can live. And we have a band of raiders. Interesting. So you guys are all the way up there, which means that this time, hopefully calling my troops is going to be a lot smoother than the last time I tried calling my troops, because that was a disaster. Let's get them all in here. And by the looks of it, this might just be another easy fight. I kind of want to see what happens if I just keep my guys lined up like this, because last time we did this, my archers basically annihilated most of the enemies before they even got close. So we'll give things a shot and see. Oh yeah, the archers are doing a number on them. Again, I should mention I'm still playing on a pre-release build of the game, so archers, I'm aware, in the build that went to Steam are not quite as powerful as my archers are right here, but they're still really fun to play with. I'm not gonna lie, still really enjoying the archers. Let's just have all of my troops move in and just try to annihilate these guys in no time at all. With my archers back a little bit, perhaps, and just be a little bit safer with them, because that's the sensible option. There we go. And you know what? There's like no strategy going on here. Like there's nothing. I'm just bullying these guys. Oh my God. That's amazing. Okay. You know what? You guys can head back to Nerdenfeld. Away you go. Do your thing. Just, go that way. We'll disband them when they get there. We're up to 8 unassigned families in this settlement, and we did upgrade it. So, I mean, here's the question, right? Here's the deal. I don't think I need sheep breeding. I don't really care for it. It would mean that I only have to buy a couple, but I'm having doubts because we're doing okay, right? We have so many vegetables and so many eggs that irrigation is sort of a non-issue. I would be really surprised if droughts don't currently impact vegetable gardens, then I'd be surprised if they don't get made to impact vegetable gardens. I'm having doubts because we could start working on armor. Which, I mean, we don't have much of a supply of it. We could do charcoal though, which is something we haven't done before. It converts firewood into charcoal. Its refueling is twice as efficient. That would be huge. The only issue is it leads to deep mining, which we can't get right now. And I don't think we have any rich mining deposits in this region anyway. I'm gonna be honest. I think I want to go for charcoal. just because we're not even though we have a ridiculous amount of farms, we're not relying on the farms all that much right now. I might regret this, and I know I've been building towards irrigation, but I'm gonna go for charcoal because I've not played with it and I want to try out the charcoal kiln thing and I want to see how it works. So I'm assuming industry, I'm assuming gathering. It is gathering. Charcoal kiln converts 1 firewood into 2 charcoal. It's huge. Good Lord. Okay. I mean, I could put it here, I think. No, is it really too big for that space? Good Lord. Is that, it's about the same size as a, okay, as wood cutting. That's fine. We'll put it on this corner, I guess. And that'll be cool. I've never seen this thing before. I've never used it. So I'm actually kind of excited about this. We'll go ahead and just put it right about there. And then surround it with, surround it as per usual with some paths. And I think this will be good. I mean, firewood has kind of been the thing that's been the limiting factor of this settlement, right? We have 15 months of food. I might regret that decision. We're starting to get not low on food, but food numbers are definitely dwindling a little bit. Although to be fair, I would imagine apples, because I don't think it's been 3 years. These trees haven't fully grown yet. So apples are going to become a much more important thing, I'm sure. At least I hope. That's definitely going to be the goal. That's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. Anyway, this mining pit is so close to being done, which is great news. As soon as it is, we're going to clear those guys out. This guy is going pretty well as well. And you know what? This thing's actually still not done. Let's make that a bit of a higher priority, please, so that we can get that out of the way. And then, like I said, once this is clear, it's got 4 left in it, 3 left in it. Once it's clear, that frees up a bunch of workers. Means I can demolish this thing. It is now exhausted, so we will demolish you, which is great. Gives me 13 workers. This thing can have 4, so we'll do that. It's got no advanced options, which is fine. Then we have the bloomery, the smithy. What can I do with a smithy? So the smithy, I think, just makes tools, which is all right. The bloomery is the thing that smelts the iron into iron bars. So, you know what? Let's just focus on storage for the time being here. I don't necessarily want to go too crazy with things. We'll get some people working in there. I don't think we need too many in that granary. We probably do want to play around with the... I think we want to get pastures. I'm going to be honest. I also think probably getting someone in the clay furnace is an idea because, I mean, realistically, we have a bunch of clay that we might as well turn into roof tiles. So we'll start getting that going. And then, yeah, I think I do want to get some pastures. So do I want to do a pasture out here? That's kind of the real question. I suppose I could. Oh, there's the camera doing its thing again. I'm kind of looking at this field and thinking we get rid of it. I don't know why. That field's perfectly fine, but I'm kind of tempted to just say we get rid of that one. Or I go somewhere else and do the pastures, but there's not really... I mean, we have out here. I mean, we can have anywhere, right? I can just clear out a space. Oh my God, the camera. We can have, you know, oh, that's why the bakery wasn't doing anything. There we go. We have people in the bakery now. Yeah, I'm sort of eyeballing this field. Let me get rid of you. Is what we'll do. Let me go to my farming options. Let me get myself a sheep farm. And then what we'll do is rotate you around. I'll try and get you as nicely as I can into sort of this corner. And then I think we just say, you know, build me a pasture. So we'll go here. This is really, it'll be slightly tricky, I think. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. I think that'll be great. That'll be good. That'll be that's room for 45 sheep. That's perfect. Let's prioritize you. Maybe not quite as high as some other things. Oh, is this thing built? Oh God, that camera. I need to keep the game running a bit slower, I think. Yeah, this thing's built. We'll get someone working here as well. And that'll be great. I think the only thing we're missing now is a livestock trading post so we can bring sheep in here. So we'll go ahead and build that. I'm just gonna say here. I think is where we build the livestock trading post. So we'll put it sort of right at the end of all of this, and that'll be perfectly fine. We've got this thing looks cool. This thing looks really, really cool. I like that a lot. And then the charcoal should be super efficient as well, which is going to be great news for us. So That'll hopefully help with that fuel situation. And then we just got to stay on top of the food situation. Oh, there we go. We've got a few sheep out here now, which is absolutely fantastic. That should mean that we've got one little bit of wool in here. What do you mean a fire broke out? Hello? Oh my God. Are we gonna put this out? What are you doing? You're a woodcutter deep, guys, that stall is, oh God. Wait, a fire broke out in Nerdenfeld? No. Wait, hold on a minute. What did that say? Building hit by lightning strike. Building hit by lightning strike in Nerden. Oh my God, I didn't know that was a thing. That's a, wait, I forgot about you guys. Whoops. Sorry guys. Let's let you guys, you know, go back to your lives, I guess. This is, yeah, okay. That's, well, hopefully we put it out. It doesn't look like it's going well. That person's on fire. And I just noticed you can see the smoke from so far away. Look at that. That's really cool, if a little bit grim. Still really cool though. Anyway, they've managed to put the fires out in both towns now, which is great news. They've also nearly depleted this stone deposit, which is, I mean, that is also good news because ideally this thing's going to be emptied out and that'll free up some workers as well. This little pasture is hopefully going to start producing more and more wool. So I think what we could probably do is get one person to work in this weaver's workshop so that as time goes by and as we start getting more and more wool, we can go ahead and basically just start providing that as another form of clothing to all of these people, which is exactly what we're looking to do. The food situation here, 18 months, 13 months of fuel is pretty great news as well. I think overall, really, I really like this little settlement. The only thing I'm considering doing is making more foresters' huts so I can just have, I really want this space to just be full of trees. I really do. Same with this one, to be quite honest with you. I just think it would look good. I'm also kind of thinking to tell these guys to go and start filling in this space because it's a little bare in there. So we'll go ahead and do that. And you know what? You guys can actually go and help with this, even if it is a little bit silly. We'll have you go up and sort of deal with that space, which does mean a lot of this will get cleared out. But I think that's going to be the long-term plan, is to get more foresters' huts and just fill all of this in. I just think it'll look good. I really do. I think it'll look great. In fact, I'm going to build another forester here. As silly as this might be, and as unnecessary as this might be, I think a forester right here is going to be a great spot for it. And then if the camera would behave, which it never wants to do, but if it would, can I move this one? I absolutely can. I don't know if I feel like I should move this logging camp as well. I feel like we should move them out to like here, you know, put them like over by the farms. It is a lot further away, but we're doing okay in terms of supplies. My God, that camera. Just having them away from the houses seems like a good idea, because then I can surround the houses. I mean, I say that, there's one right here, but I could surround the houses with trees, and I just think it would look really good. I know it doesn't matter, but it would just look really cool, you know? That's, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's important to me, okay? Now, something I'm noticing is that here and there, the tavern doesn't seem to have all that much ale. We do have 31 in storage, so I'm almost wondering if we need more workers in the tavern. Let's have a quick read of how exactly it works. So, fulfills one level of entertainment requirement for the burgage plots. Like many of your citizens, it needs ale to function. I don't know if the people that work at the tavern go and get the ale, or if we just need more people working in storehouses. But I would have to imagine that more people working in the tavern would be good for the tavern. I would just really like to, yeah, this joiner. Let's level you up a little bit. Let's just see who else I can level up as well. So we'll get you going. I basically want to just level up as many of these as I can, because this is going to give me more families without having to build more burgage plots. So we'll level all of those guys up. And then in this direction, we can do a lot of the same thing, which is great. We're really getting this central space to be pretty dense, which is good. That's what I'm looking for. That's going to be a whole bunch of new families. It's going to make this space looks so good. I love this. I really do. I'm really glad I just built on a single little street here with the market. It's so good. And you know, I've got to say, watching these things build, just the little piece by piece thing never gets old. I love it so much. It kind of reminds me, I think it's Stonehearth, right? Stonehearth has I've talked about Stonehearth so much in the channel recently. We really need to go back and play that sometime soon. And I think I will. I don't know if I'm going to do modded or not though, because I probably have to relearn the game. It's been a couple of years, I think, but Stonehearth does like the scaffolding thing. I just love it. I love any game that does the construction in progress thing, and it does the scaffolding or the piece by piece building. It's so good. It's such an unnecessary level of detail that's purely for the visual, but you know what? I don't even want to say it is unnecessary, because we've seen a game that doesn't do it recently, and I hate to keep kind of wailing on Cities Skylines 2 a little bit, but Cities 2 doesn't really have any kind of construction animation at all. It just has a crane that'll occasionally spawn on a construction site. And I mean, with the scale of that game, you don't necessarily need to zoom in like this, but if you ever have zoomed in Cities Skylines 2, it does look visually impressive down at ground level. So I don't know. I think Cities 2 with some construction animations would have looked really good. I mean, it is a great looking game, but it would have looked even better, I think, if it had some construction animations. Anyway, if these guys would hurry up and get these last 2 stones that are out here, we would be able to go and bulldoze the stonecutter camp, which is something I would love to do, because I want to get more people working in the windmill. I want to get some people working in more stables, which we do have stable space. So let's go and get another ox. We have quite a few that are unassigned right now, but we'll get even more because they're good for logistics. And is there like there's 1 stone left there, man. Come on. Going, what are you doing? It's right there. You could have just picked it up. All right. Well, you know what? That's fine. Are you going to do it? There was someone I think that person just picked up some stones from the camp itself. Can someone come out here and pick up this rock? Are you? No, you're just walking past it as well. All right, buddy. All right. Oh, there we go. It's gone. It was this guy. Who are you? This is Hans. Good job, Hans. You know, we're going to celebrate by making you unemployed. There we go. Good job, Hans. All right, so that gives me 8 unassigned families. Let's put 4 more of them into farming. I could max out the farmhouses. Actually, you know what? I think I will max out the farmhouses, because that gives me 100 assigned families with living space for 109 families. So even though we now have no one for construction, we have maxed out the farmhouses, which is going to be amazing for us. And we do have a lot of people working sort of in this space, which is going to be good as well. We do have a weaver who does have a stall. But I think what I'd like to do, since we did get the clay furnace, we are working on, let's see, we are working on this, right? We have 38 roof tiles. We have 1 clay in storage. I don't know that I need to import clay. I don't know that long-term we need to do that. I don't know that we necessarily need to do anything with the bloomery either, to be quite honest, but I think we will. I think we're going to put 1 person to work in both the bloomery and the smithy, which is going to give us access to tools. And I don't really know what tools are for. I don't know if they get, I mean, they're in the construction category. I wonder if they speed up construction. I really don't know. But the reason I want to get these set up and working is because I also kind of want to look at my trading post, and I want to see how this goes. So if we look at commodities, we have tools in here. We could export those for 6. If we look at materials, we can import iron ore for 3. So we could import iron ore. We can turn it into iron bars, which we can export for 4. So let's set up a trade route. We do have the money for it. So iron ore, let's establish this. Let's import it. Let's set up a surplus of 50, should be just fine. And if I go to commodities, we can get a trade route for tools. We can export those and we'll say, give me a surplus of 25. So we're going to make 3 gold basically per set of tools that we sell. That's kind of my thinking. We're importing the raw resource, we're exporting the tools, we're keeping some for our people, but we're generally going to be hopefully making a profit there. We'll figure it out. It'll be okay. So that'll keep the bloomery and the smithy working. And then the clay furnace, arguably we could set up sort of a similar idea where, because we are currently set up to import the roof tiles. What if I said I wanted to export those, maintaining a surplus of 20, and then just import? So let's see, it's what, 11? Ooh, wait a minute. No, I've done that wrong, haven't I? I've done the math wrong. Hold on a minute. Clay, what am I looking for? So iron is 13 per. It is absolutely not worth it, is what we're discovering here. I looked at the wrong numbers. So it's import for 13 per iron ore, and then it's export for 6. So we're losing 7 per. So basically we don't want to export these at all, which is rough. So trade until the desired surplus is reached. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So we can import or export based on the surplus. Oh, hold on. So how does that go? So if you are under the surplus, you'll import. If you're over, you'll export. Okay, so we want to export those. There's no balancing act for iron ore then, unless you have an infinite resource, an infinite deposit in your region. So this might be more of a, you know, set this up as a way to bring it in when you need it. I don't think we're going to trade that, unfortunately. And I don't think I'm going to trade the tools either. But what we could do is we could look at construction and we could say, you know, full trade the planks, right? So full trade planks, if we have over 100, we export them. If we have under 100, we import them. That seems risky to be current. Oh, wait a minute. No. We only have 43. Hold on a minute. That's maybe we don't do it that way. That's a cool idea though. I like that a lot. I do. I just don't love that I can't yeah, that's rough. Okay, I got a little, I read some of that wrong is what I did, but you know what? That's all right. That's completely fine. Let's aim for a surplus. Let's go for a higher surplus on ale. We'll aim for 30 and see how that works out for us, I guess. And that'll be a whole thing. And yeah, that's a little disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I was reading that wrong. I'm a little disappointed, but you know what? We're doing okay. This little town is doing great. We've got a bunch of level 3 plots. We've got more plots that can go to level 3. We've got these guys that can start going to level 2. So we'll go down the line and just upgrade a few of you guys to level 2. We'll go about as far as we can go until we're out of resources, I guess. We're using a lot of timber to do this. We actually have a lot of timber left, so oh, there it is. Clothing stole supply. All right. Well, the clothing stole supply should get sorted out. We're slowly filling this pasture, although we might need to look at the livestock trading post and say, give me, what is it, 45, I think, for this pasture. It's yeah, so give me 45. We want a really steady supply of wool. We do want to be turning that into yarn, so give me another couple of you guys, and that should be good. That should be totally fine. I think the last thing we'll do is go to this forester. We will say that your work area is going to be basically here. We'll bring that in a little bit because it doesn't need to be that huge. So there is your work area. We have another forester over here who I will assign workers to because I do want that up and running as well. And that should mean this entire space will be surrounded in trees. You are going to be set up to have your work area basically, I want to say here. Should be totally fine. So that'll fill that space in as well. And that puts us in a good spot. I'm really pleased with this place. We have some storage problems, but I'm absolutely in love with how this has turned out. It looks really cool. We've also got these orchards finally starting to do their thing. which is great. We have some guys in here that can go to level 2. You know what? Let's get some of you guys upgraded. You've absolutely deserved it this entire time. We'll go ahead and upgrade some of the ones at the sides as well, just so they're... Oh, I can't do it with those ones because I don't have the timber. You know what? That's completely fine. These guys will look great. That'll be more money coming in. We've still got room to grow. We have 109 living spaces, 103 families. So anything that I've assigned workers to will absolutely get the workers. I'm really pleased with this. I am really, really pleased with this. I'm thinking that we're probably getting to a point where it might be time to move into another region. I sort of have an idea in mind of how far we'll go with this series before we do switch over and start trying out hard mode or something like that. But I think we might look into this region here, which does have a rich clay deposit. So if we were to specialize in mining, we would have essentially an infinite supply of clay, which would be really cool. Get some iron all the way up there. I don't like that the food spaces are way spread out, but we could maybe build on this main road here and see how that goes for us. We also happen to have a rich hunting deposit here. We have a really nice space to build in here too. Although again, the berries are quite far away, but this would make for a really nice building space. I think this is actually, isn't this is a map that or a corner of the map that I think I've built on before. Is this the one I played on in the demo? It might be. I've really got no idea. The problem realistically, oh wait, no, this one does. This one has the rich iron deposits. Yeah, we could get infinite iron up there. We'd have to specialize these 2 regions in mining, which would be good because we've got 2 regions specialized in farming. That might be worth doing. That might be worth trying out. So we'll see. Either way, I think that's going to do us for today. I think we've made some really good progress. I'm really, really happy with this sort of industrial space that we have going on. I like that it's been, it's let me clear out this area a little bit. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you do as well. So yeah, let's leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.